Daksha, Lord Shiva became very happy, very kind of angry, and then he produced a person called as Veerabhadra. And Veerabhadra has come and destroyed the sacrifice of Daksha, and he killed, like he kind of cut off the head of Daksha. He, he kind of he removed the eyes of Bhaga, removed the mustache of Bhrigu. Pusha's teeth were broken. In this way, sacrifice was destroyed. So we have discussed till this point. So now we will see what will happen after that. So now all the devatas, once their sacrifice got disturbed, they all approached Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma means the devatas, they were like very much ashamed. They were all very much afraid, and immediately approached Brahma and informed him whatever has happened. So actually Brahma and Vishnu, they know that these things will happen in the sacrifice because they are omniscient. So they did not go to that sacrifice before only. So so they did not go. So when Brahma heard what happened, so Brahma kind of chastised all the devatas. So he told that you have all committed an offense to great souls, Lord Shiva, and still you want to live all the material comforts and everything. So generally, whoever offends a great soul, they should not desire to live. How can you live happily if you offend a great personality? So, like he is kind of chastising the devatas who did not do anything, or who are like kind of who are present there. Lord Shiva was offended, so kind of he was like kind of chastising them. So if you offend a great personality, you cannot be happy. Or a person who want to be happy and still offends a devotee, he cannot be doing simultaneously. So it is better that he die, kind of is implying. But if you want to desire to live, since you have committed offense, you should please Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva is easily pleased. If one touches the feet of Lord Shiva, he will become easily pleased. So like he is having very pure heart. So therefore, you should immediately go to Lord Shiva and ask for forgiveness. Especially Lord Shiva he has lost his wife. He is bereft of his wife now, and he is also hurt by harsh words. And when if suppose Shiva becomes angry, the whole worlds and protectors cannot exist. So therefore, you should quickly go and beg forgiveness from Lord Shiva. No one knows how powerful he is. Either I don't know, Indra doesn't know, or anyone sages doesn't know how much influence he has, what is the true nature of Shiva. He is completely independent. So therefore, only he can provide us the solution. So we should immediately approach him and ask forgiveness from him. So in this way, Brahmaji kind of instructed devatas, chastised them, and asked them given direction. So Brahmaji and all of them, they started moving for Kailasha. So here the description of Kailasha Parvata will come. So like Kailasha Parvata in Bhagavatam, several places, sometimes there is an elaborate description of those places. So in order to indicate that, like there are not only Earth, there are several places in the universe which are more opulent than Earth. there are several places where people are suffering more than the like hellish planets description is there. Then other places like so the descriptions are there in order to indicate that ours is not the only place. There are so many other places, and also by reading these places, the more a person is situated in more sattva, the higher the consciousness, higher the facilities they enjoy. For example, we have seen in third canto description of Vaikuntha, so where like all the situation is very nice, and moreover everyone is engaged in doing Harikatha. So that is the nature of Vaikuntha. So here also the Kailasha hill, the description will come how opulent the Kailasha hill. So in this Kailasha hill, his shelter is always filled with so many living entities like Devatas, Kinnaras, Gandharvas, and Apsaras. They always come there. And it is always filled with persons who are endowed with yoga, mantra, austerities, and it has so many herbs. This way, it is filled with so many wonderful people. And it has so many wonderful peaks. Those peaks had, like in general, they are all colorful with so many minerals, covered with various trees, creepers, and bushes, and so many animals are there. So generally, we know like Himalayas and other mountains, a lot of minerals are there. Like if someone drinks direct water from those rivers, they get a lot of minerals. That's why we see some bottles like Himalayan water like that. So this Kailasha hill is filled with those minerals and other various herbs, trees filled with various animals. And it is also very beautiful. Waterfalls are there. So people go to several places in this world to see beauty. So Kailasha hill is filled with such beauty, like beautiful waterfalls, which are pure. And also there are wonderful caves and plateaus to lay. So there is description of Govardhan mountain in Gandhavan. So Govardhan mountain in Vrindavan is also described as very, very wonderful mountain, which provide Krishna and his associates lot of facilities for enjoyment. So it's like Govardhan is called by Srimati Radharani as the best of the servants, Haridasa Varya, because Govardhan's mood is always to serve Krishna and all his associates. So Govardhan supplies everything. So Govardhan also supplies caves and plateaus, water. Water is all the description that is there here in Kailasha mountain. All these things are also fulfilled by Govardhan for the pleasure of Krishna and his associates. So that's why Govardhan is called as Haridasa Varya. So our place is also named as Govardhan Eco Village. So beautiful caves and plateaus, they are there. So I remember that because these caves and plateaus in rainy season, Krishna and all his friends, they used to come and play inside the caves. And in other seasons, in plateaus, they sit together and they enjoy nice lunches. In this way, nice places are there. So in general, in this world also, people prefer to like nice picnic spots, so where all these things are being naturally supplied to the devatas. So the more the goodness, the more higher the planets, the more these things will be more elaborate. So in the Swarga, they are better than Earth, and in more go to higher planets like Brahmaloka, they will be more better. Kailasha is more better, and Vaikuntha and Goloka are furthermore the topmost planets. So Goloka is said to be a topmost planet. So there, Vrindavan is the highest abode. Vrindavan is filled with all these things. So, like generally, we don't hear about these descriptions. So therefore, we we get attracted to the places in the material world, or that in material world, even in this earth also. If we hear, oh, such and such place is so nice, then we immediately develop desire to go to such place. And but the spiritual world and other places, Vrindavan, Goloka, Vaikunta, these are all much more elevated places, much more beautiful, everything. So all these things are provided. So Kailasha is also, it is beyond material world, and it is like it is said that Goloka Dhami Nijadami Tadecha Tasya Devi Mahesha Haridamsi Teshu Teshu. So in Goloka is the highest planet. Below that is the Hari Vaikunta planets. Below that is the Kailasha Dham, Shiva's place. Below that is the material world. So Kailasha is like very powerful place. But the description of this Kailasha is that Kailasha which is there in this material world. So there is one Kailasha above the material world and one Kailasha within this material world. So where it is accessible for all the devatas, there that description is come. So there beautiful peacocks, they surround everywhere. It is filled with the cries of peacocks. Beautifully they cry. And bees, that they are blinded by the sweet honey, and they hum as if they are producing nice music. And all the birds, they chirp always, and cuckoos, they cry. So nice sounds it will come. And so many desire trees are there. They are like inviting so many wonderful birds as guests. Elephants move as if the mountain is moving, and waterfalls are resounding it as if the mountain is itself is calling. So many wonderful trees are there, Mandara, Parijata, like that wonderful trees filled with wonderful flowers. So lot of beautiful smell is coming in that sense. And so many wonderful trees, fruit bearing trees like this jackfruit, pipala, brahman, so many trees, and mango, like that. And wonderful flowers, birds, different types of birds, animals also, wonderful animals with attractive river banks, forest trees, and it is surrounded by Alakananda river, Ganga water, which is pure, and devatas, they come there to bath. It is also called as Saugandiki. There is one forest called Saugandika forest, which is very famous. And there are the rivers Nanda and Alakananda, they will be flowing. And these rivers coming from the dust of the Lord, they are like very purifying rivers. Devatas, they will come to take bath in those rivers. And so wonderful spot, even Devatas will come and take part. Filled with beautiful airplanes are there. So not only airplanes in this world, but the Devatas world, they are filled with wonderful airplanes which are like more comfortable than this world airplanes. Clouds and lightning, they are there. So Devatas, they come there and they enjoy they like kind of spend their holiday honeymoon time there, kind of thing. And so nice smell is coming. So in this way, a full description of Kailasha is given, and fragrance will get by bathing gods are there. And there in that Kailasha, how Lord Shiva is situated, that description is there. That one banyan tree is there. So that banyan tree is so huge and so wide, and under its shade, Lord Shiva is sitting along with all his associates. Guhyakas, Kubera, Narada Muni is also there, and other Yogeshwaras are also there. So Shiva was very grave, and he was very peaceful at this time. And Kumaras were also there. And Shiva is endowed with all the kinds of yoga, vidya, tapa, and yoga. is situated. He is always performing austerities for the benefit of the world, and because he has lot of affection for all the living entities, and he is dressed in deer skin with matted hair. Uh, he has a staff, and his body is smeared with ashes, and he is also having one moon on his crescent moon, like the symbol is there, and he is seated on a kusha mat. He is listening sages and also speaking to Narada Muni, and he was sitting on one asana called Virasana, which is like putting his right left leg on his right thigh, hand in Tarka Mudra. So basically, is describing about bhakti to Narada. So concluding the scriptures. So he is always in the association of Narada Muni is glorifying the Lord. So all the sages and devatas, they have come there and offered their respect to Brahma, sorry, Shiva. And Shiva, seeing Lord Brahma has come, because Shiva considers Brahma as his father, immediately he bowed down to Brahma in respect. And sages and Brahma, all the sages also, they offered respect to Brahma. And Brahma, he was smiling and began to speak. So Brahma was internally little bit afraid because Shiva was little angry with all the devatas. And conceiving that, he was smiling and began to speak. So although externally Lord Shiva is the son of Brahma, but position-wise, Brahmaji knows that Shiva is very much greater than himself. So therefore, he glorifies Lord Shiva in the mood of Shaivites, and he he mentions that he offers respects to the Lord in the mood of in the form of Shaivites, where Lord he glorifies him as a Sada Shiva aspect of the Lord. So where Shaivites think that the Lord, the Prakriti and Purusha, they are the form of Sada Shiva. And so in that mode, he is like the Shakti and Shiva, like they are like Shakti is the Prakriti and Shiva is like a Purusha. Together they create the material world. So he glorifies that you are the Lord of the universe, Prakriti and Purusha. You are superior to Shakti and Shiva, and you are also Brahman without qualities. And you are forms of Shiva and Shakti, and you create, maintain, and destroy the universe, just like a spider acts upon his web. You only increase dharma and artha in this world, and you only created the system of sacrifices by which people can perform dharma, by which they can produce artha. You only created the rules of varnashrama for people, which the brahmanas has to follow with determination. So implying that now Daksha is there, so how can there will be now there will be misfortune for the world? So please like kind of appealing on behalf of Daksha. And you only bestow Swarga liberation for the people who perform pious acts. And you only like, you only gave terrible hell for people who perform sinful acts. But I don't know, I don't understand why sometimes the opposite happens to some people. Like pious persons like Daksha, they may go to hell, and sinners like Ajamila get liberation. So I'm asking you what can be the reason. So, but you punish the people not because you are angry. So you punish people only because out of your mercy, because you want to always benefit all the living entities, So generally anger arises in other people, but because they cannot control. But these things will not arise in you because you always desire welfare for all the living entities. They see, desire to see, you want to see everyone as the form of like non-different from Paramatma. So you acknowledge everyone's Lord's presence everywhere. So therefore, anger doesn't arise you. Only because of your mercy you act. And this Daksha, they are like they are sinful. They see differences between themselves and others, seeing in terms of material. They become angry and, seeing at other prosperity of other people, and they insult with harsh words and injure other beings. So because of their own acts, they are already killed. They will be killed by the law of karma. So you need not separately kill them. So in this way, they are all these people who have committed offense. They will suffer on their own karma. You need not inflict karma. And so these people, because they are bewildered by Lord's Maya, they are attached to karma and they commit offenses to devotees. So therefore, the only nature of devotees is to show mercy. So please bestow your mercy upon them. So but your intelligence is never bewildered by Maya. So therefore, you should show your mercy to these people because their minds are covered by Maya and karma. So he, after petitioning Brahma, praising him, uh, requesting him like this, then Daksha says that he offers that since Daksha did not offer a share in the sacrifice, now you can receive your share in the sacrifice. And therefore now let Daksha get back his life, let Bhaga get back his eyes, and let Bhrigu get back his mustache, Pusha get back his teeth, and whatever Devata's other limbs are broken, all those limbs be restored, favored be there, and their wealth is lost. So let them recover their health also, and you also take your share. So in this way, sacrifice may be completed. So in this way, Brahmaji requested Lord Shiva to fulfill the fulfill revive all the sacrifice and all the devatas and other personalities. So hearing that, Lord Shiva, he becomes pacified with the words of Daksha. He kind of Lord Shiva becomes he smilingly started speaking to Brahmaji, saying that, "Oh Brahmaji, uh, like I did not punish them because I became uh, afraid. I became offended. So I punished only to teach them. Punishment is for correction. So this is one of the great lesson we can learn here. So anger in general, there are like two ways of attaining anger, right? So anger in general, when conditioned soul, when he is angered, he becomes controlled by the anger, and he it is out of his control. He is like out of and he may use harsh words, he may perform an activity which may harm others. So in this way, he becomes puppet in the hands of anger. So that's why Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya, they are said to be the anarthas which will bewilder the conditioned soul. But at the same time, a person who has control over anger, he can utilize the anger. So that means like anger becomes a tool for him. So for some example, for some person is behaving wrongly, one can act like he is angry to correct that person. For example, a children, like sometimes they may become naughty. For them, parents may, instead of actually becoming angry, they can show anger. So this like there is a difference. If they actually become angry, they are like controlled by anger. But if they show anger, pretend to be angry and direct their children appropriately, so that is like more like they are controlling the anger, utilizing the anger. So Lord Shiva here is saying that I have punished it for correction. So it is not out of anger. So for showing mercy, I have punished. So this is how one should be utilizing the anger. That Lord Shiva is saying, I punished them to teach them. So therefore, let Daksha have the goat head because he has the intelligence of a goat. And let Bhaga see with Mitra's eyes. So Bhaga's eyes will not be restored. Whenever he want to see, he has to see through others' eyes. So therefore, because why? Because Bhaga is contaminated with the eyes of fault. Because he is seeing the faults in others, because of he doesn't have spiritual vision. So therefore, he will not be able to see with his own eyes. He has to go to others, see through others' eyes. And Pusha, because he is behaving, he is showing his teeth. So having shown his teeth through devotees' laugh, therefore he will not have his teeth. Let him eat what is already. Let him eat the what is already grounded. So, or you can this way, Pusha's teeth will not come back, and uh, and devatas who did not give share, maybe let them all the limbs may be restored. So devatas got their limbs restored back, and priests and others who who have uh, harmed, they can use the arms of the Ashwinis and hands of Pusha. So they are also partially restored. And let Bhrigu have the mustache of a goat. So he is the chief advisor of Daksha. So let him have the mustache of a goat's head. So in this way, partially he fulfilled the request of Brahmaji. So now, so at least everyone got some of their desires fulfilled. So therefore, everyone praised Lord Shiva, and everyone invited Lord Shiva and Brahmaji to the sacrificial area. So when everyone came back, so all the personalities, the Daksha was given a sacrificial, some goat's head was brought and joined with the the body of Daksha was joined with the goat of a sacrificial goat. Then immediately he came back from life as if he was awoke from a sleep. So Daksha, like now his heart little bit became free. Previously his heart was contaminated by hatred of Shiva. But now seeing Lord Shiva after his suffering, he kind of little bit purified, and he repented the act that he did. He wanted to offer prayers, but he remembered how his own daughter died because of his acts, and because he has attachment to Sati, he cried in great longing, and the tears flowed, and he could not speak. And with great effort, he controlled his mind. With great affection, he began to praise Shiva. So he told, Daksha prayed to Shiva that, "O Lord, I have I have offended you, but still you showed mercy to me by punishing me. So you and Lord Shiva, you never neglect the corrupt Brahmanas. What to speak of those who have firm vows? Because you always protect Brahmanas. You simply punish because you desire well wishing for me. So that is your mercy. So you agreed that you agreed that Shiva's punishment is for his mercy. That is his mercy. And he says that you always protect Brahmanas because Brahmanas they are always engaged in vidya, knowledge, and austerity, tapasya, vrata. They take a lot of vows, and they form your mouth, and they protect the Vedas and spiritual knowledge. Therefore, you always protect the Brahmanas from all dangers, just like a cowherd boy protect his cows by holding a stick. So, although I insulted you with harsh words because I don't know the original truth about you, but still you did not consider the insult significant, and by your glance of mercy, you saved me, you revived me, and uh, so so this is your great show of mercy. I cannot repay back your mercy. So be please satisfied with your show of mercy only. So in this way, Daksha with full repentant heart prayed to Shiva. So and Shiva hearing the prayers of Daksha, he also forgave Daksha. So here one point to be noted is that although Daksha became purified because of God, he died and he was given goat head and revived. But still, because he has offended Lord Shiva previously, that offense, the traces of that offense, still did not go in Daksha. So offense to great person is so danger that even after repenting, it is very difficult to remove that trace of offense. So it is therefore one should be very, very careful to not to offend great personalities. So because of that remnants of offense that remained in Daksha, later on there is one more episode that will come, sixth canto, where his sons were preached by Narada to become devotees. So Narada becomes angry and he curses again Narada also. So he again offends Narada because the trace of offense to Lord Shiva is there in Daksha. So therefore one should be very careful. Because of these offense, he could never become pure devotee of the Lord. So therefore one should be very careful. So after reviving Daksha, this way Daksha again with the permission of Brahma and after forgiven by Shiva, he started performing one more. He undertook that sacrifice along with priests and other people. And when the Brahmanas they offered those oblations to Vishnu, then the Lord Vishnu, when they completely pleased with the sacrifice, when they performed those sacrifice, he appeared in that sacrifice. So when Lord Vishnu has appeared, so he has is how he appeared. That form is mentioned. He appeared on top of Garuda. The Garuda's wings are said to be vibrating the verses from the Vedas. So in this way, that is all spiritual. So the appearance of Lord's form is mentioned. Shamo Hiranya Rashano. So he is like black, Shama color. Shama is like bluish and blackish color. Hiranya Rashano, the golden belt. And Arka Kirita Jushto. He is endowed with Kirita, which is shining like sun. And Nilalaka Brahmara Mandita Kundalasya. His Papola. So whenever the description of the form of the Lord is there, one can try to meditate on that form, so that while hearing also, one is like remembering the Lord and engaging in bhakti and pleasing the Lord. So this is also one of the meditation. So Nila Alaka Brahmara Mandita Kondalasya means is curly hair is like Neela color, like little bit bluish color, and black color. And so his face is surrounded by locks of that hair, and black like bees. This is like similar to black like bees, that locks of hair. And he is wearing kundalasya, like he is wearing the kundala, Makara kundala. His form, his Lord's form is glorified as, and he is having 8 limbs here. So Lord has different forms. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Ananta Rupam. The Lord has Ananta Rupa, and each form is non-different from each other. That means, although he has multiple forms, he is one person. So here in this form, he is having 8 instruments he is carrying. Shankha, Abja is a lotus flower, Chakra, and Shara is the Dhanush, Gada, the club, Asi is a sword, and Charma is like shield. Then this way is surrounded by all these things. They are grey, and he Hiranmaya Bhujaya Iva Kandikara, all his hands, they are all decorated with golden ornaments. And he is looking like a Karnikara. Karnikara is like a lotus, the pericap of the lotus. So he is surrounded by all these things, and in between he is like a pericap. So in this way, a beautiful appearance of Lord Vishnu is described. And on his chest was Lakshmi Devi, and a Vaijayanti Mala garland is there. And he gave delight, happiness to the whole world with his sweet smile, elegant smile. And they were fans, chamara, which are moving around him. They appeared like 2 swans. And above his head was an umbrella which was shining like the moon. So everything together, it appeared like a nice 8-petaled lotus. So he was also astonished, like moon is there. This is like the umbrella was like a moon. So, and fan and chamara were like 2 swans, and below that his crown was like sun, that was described, and his lotus face is like a lotus, and his the 2 more suns are there in the form of kundala. They are also shining like suns, and they are like there are like 2 swans are also moving, and Lakshmi is residing on his head. It was like lightning, that golden Srivatsa color. And so in this way, everything looked like a 8-petaled lotus. So such is the beautiful appearance of the Lord. So seeing that the Lord has appeared, all the devatas, including Brahma, Indra, and Shiva, everyone, they started offering their prayers. So, and when it is said that their prayers, they offered prayers. One can offer prayers only like due to his mercy, according to how the Lord reveals, they are able to praise. So generally, we are all living entities. Our living entities senses, they are all limited compared to the greatness of the Lord. But still, to the best of our ability, we can praise. To the best of our ability, we can praise the Lord, who appear out of his own mercy. So it is mentioned that generally we cannot see the Lord with our material senses. But when the Lord reveals, then that time we can see. So generally Lord is called as Adokshaja, who is not appearing to the senses, our material eyes. So but when he shows mercy, he appears, just like he appeared here. And the Vigraha form in the temple is also a mercy of the Lord, because we cannot see the transcendental form of the Lord. Therefore, Lord agrees to come in a form which we can relate, which we can see. So therefore, like in 11th canto Uddhava Gita, Lord Krishna says that Lord appears in 8 forms, like in the form of a stone, in the form of a wood, in the form of a painting, or in the form of a metal, or in the form of a sand. So or in the form of a mind. So in the mind also one can think, install the Lord and worship. So in this way, 8 forms are mentioned by Lord Krishna to Uddhava. The deity form is also Lord Krishna is mercifully accepting that form so that we can offer all our heart and services to the Lord. So that way, this is saying. So in this way, when the Lord appeared, all the devatas, they started praying to the Lord. So their prayers, the prayers of devatas, so they glorify Lord Vishnu, who had appeared there, but at the same time, they indicate that they have some comment or criticism for other personalities. So Daksha, he comes and he glorifies the Lord is pure, situated in spiritual abode, he is transcendental, completely spiritual, fearless, controller of Maya. He is not affected by Maya. So, but he is indicating that others, like Lord Shiva and others, they are like sometimes they come in, they don't, they don't behave like you. So therefore, we mislead him. So we mislead, like we think that they are like ordinary persons. So they don't know how to act, but you act purely. So in that way, Daksha is praying that you are wonderful, wonderfully act. But indirectly, he is also saying that Shiva doesn't know how to act. And all the priests, Buddhijas who offer sacrifices in that sacrificial area, they are saying that because Nandi has cursed us, we are completely absorbed in karma, and therefore we don't know what is the truth about you, and we are simply executing yajnas. And through these yajnas, all these devatas, they are getting their shares. So although we don't, if we only doesn't know, how can Daksha know you? Daksha will never be able to know you. In this way, priests are offering. In the assembled people, some of them, they are saying that we are undergoing this troublesome path of samsara, and so many wild animals are there, forest fires of lamentation is there, and material happiness, which is like mirage, it is there, and time, which is like fearful snake, that is there, and we are afflicted by lust. Therefore, there is no shelter for us. Only your lotus feet is the only shelter for us. So in this way, they are offering. But they are also saying that these Dakshan priests, if they do not surrender to you, then what can you do? Because they are always engaged in sense objects. So they are not surrendering to you. So in this way, we take shelter of your lotus feet, but Dakshan, these priests, they are not taking shelter of you. Like that, the assembly people have told. Then Lord Shiva, he addressed Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva addressed Lord Vishnu that my mind is always fixed in your lotus feet, and your lotus feet will always bestow so many benedictions. And these lotus feet are even worshipped by great liberated, great sages, and they are always worthy of worship. And I don't consider the criticism of the ignorant by your mercy, because I am completely absorbed in your lotus feet, your mercy. By your mercy, I don't bother about others' criticism. So indirectly saying, Lord Shiva is saying that my mind is fixed in your feet. So those who don't have knowledge like Daksha and others, they may say that I have broken the rules of good conduct and be not behaving normally, but I don't care because of your mercy. So one nice lesson Lord Shiva is saying is that when we are completely absorbed in Krishna and Bhakti, so we will not get externally disturbed by sharp words of others. So like the more we absorb ourselves in Bhakti in Lord, the more we will become transcend to the modes of material nature, to the external circumstances, external situations, and others, people, comments, criticism. So that's how we can learn from Lord Shiva. So because he is completely absorbed in Lord, he is not considering any criticism of other people. So next, Bhrigu, he offers prayers that please forgive us because please forgive us for our behavior, because even people like Brahma, Shiva and myself, we are all covered by ignorance, and therefore we cannot understand the truth about you. So Bhrigu is saying that even now also Brahma and Shiva, they don't know the truth about you, and ignorant, but they ignorantly say that I know. So like that, Bhrigu is still kind of saying to Shiva and Brahma that they don't know the complete knowledge of Lord Vishnu. Brahma is saying that actually your transcendental form, O Lord, it cannot be understood by anyone through their processes of acquiring knowledge, material knowledge. No one can approach you. And he is indirectly saying that how can people like Bhrigu, who have taken shelter of material senses, see your form? They cannot actually see. So Indra, he comes and he offered prayers that your eight-handed form is for the welfare of the universe, and it is very much pleasing to mind and eyes, and it always prepared to give punishment to demons who are always envious of devotees. So indirectly saying that by your indescribable mercy, we are able to see your form. So only by your mercy, like others may say we cannot see, but we are able to see your form, like that Indra says. And the Daksha's wife, they come and say, like now, wives of performers of sacrifice, they will come and say that please revive the sacrifice because it is being destroyed. So they are saying that without Lord's presence, there cannot be any auspiciousness. So, and sages, they say that you perform activities by your potencies and you never contaminate it. You are not even attached to Mother Lakshmi. So, because all others, they are saying that everyone else, they perform all their activities because they are attached to results. So, but you never you are never attached to any activities. Siddhas, they say that, O Lord, let our mind be merged in the nectarian ocean of your pastimes, and we desire never to leave such transcendental bliss which is arrived in always glorifying your activities. So they are saying that let us submerge ourselves in Lord's pastimes. And Prasuti, the wife of Daksha, she is addressing the Lord as O Srinivasa, or is because she addresses Lord is acknowledging the Lord along with the presence of Lakshmi Devi. Be pleased with us. Without your presence, the sacrifice is not auspicious. It is like a headless body, though endowed with everything. So only your presence will make it auspicious. Sacrifice is not complete. So even though Devatas and Brahma and others, they are present, you are the main thing. You make everything auspicious. Lokapalas, they come and they offer prayers that we only believe in direct sense perception. And since you created this world, you are only the creation, although you are beyond the five material elements. So they are saying that we think your form is material, but actually you are spiritual. So, but we are not able to completely observe ourselves within you. So in this way, several different personalities, they come and offer prayers. So Vedas also say, we always take shelter of the mode of goodness, but you are beyond the modes. You are situated in Nirguna. And Agni, fire god say, you are actually sacrifice personified. And by your power only, I carry oblations to all other personalities. You, Devatas say, you are protector, maintainer, and destroyer of the universe. Gandharvas say, we praised previously Daksha as the Supreme Lord, but actually you are the worthy of our praise, because all others are portions of your passions. Vidyadharas, they pray that, O Krishna, we should always be hearing Krishna Katha, but a material observer person, they reject illusion. Simply by hearing Krishna Katha, one can give up all the illusion. Brahmanas, they say that we offer respect to you because you are sacrifice personified as Varahadev. And so Varahadev is the personification of sacrifice, Lord's incarnation. So they are praised. So you mercifully appear as sacrifice. Therefore we glorify you. And chanting your name destroys all obstacles. So please show your mercy by your presence. So if chanting itself is create all the obstacles, how much more if you are directly present? So you destroy all obstacles. So in this way, all others praises Lord. So then Daksha, he offers his share of the Lord to the Lord. The Lord was very much pleased with the Lord, was satisfied there simply by his share. He does not care for all other things. And he instructs Daksha that, O Daksha, don't see difference between Brahma, Shiva, and me. So that means in the sense that like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, they are the functional aspect of me. So if someone offends Brahma or Shiva, it is like offending me only. So for creation, maintenance, and destruction, I take on different names. So only the ignorant people, they see difference between me and the jivas, or me and Brahma and Shiva and others. So like they are knowledgeable persons, they don't see anyone as separate from themselves. They see everything as equally my presence everywhere. They understand that Brahma and Shiva, they are uh, my Gunavataras. So they don't distinguish between me and Brahma and Shiva. So one who doesn't see these differences between me and all the jivas, so he achieves peace. So here we should understand when Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, and he's saying that don't see difference between Brahma and Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva and Vishnu. So we should understand that uh, the functional aspect of Brahma and Shiva, they are not independent of Lord Vishnu. So in that sense, they are non-different from Vishnu. And also in some Bhagavatam, some places non-difference is highlighted. So this non-difference of even with the jivas is also mentioned here. So that doesn't mean that jivas and the Lord are equal in sense. And so there are differences mentioned in some places. There are non-differences mentioned in some places. So combining together, we understand this as Achintya, Veda, and Aveda. That means Lord is non-different from his all the living entities, Prakriti and Devatas like Brahma and Shiva. At the same time, he is also transcendentally situated. So therefore, one should always see the presence of the Lord, see all these great personalities as representatives of the Lord. Therefore, one should never offend. Then those persons, they will achieve peace. So in Bhagavatam itself, several episodes are there where directly it indicates that one should worship Vishnu. The first canto, only third chapter, it is mentioned that although Gunavataras like Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu is there, the living entities achieve more benefit by worshipping the Sattva form of the Lord, which is like Vishnu. One achieves peace. And like in the 10th canto also, it is mentioned that Lord Shiva is always united with the Shakti. So he comes in contact with the material modes. But Lord Vishnu, he never Harirhi Nirguna Shakshat. He is always beyond the modes. He never comes in contact with the modes. So that is how we can understand the differences and similarity between Lord Shiva and Brahma. So in this way, when Lord instructed Shiva, so especially he is instructing Daksha because he is offending Shiva that don't think that Shiva is different from me. So you give respect to Shiva. So Lord Daksha when worship Lord Vishnu and also separately worship Brahma and Shiva also. And he took bath after completing the yajna along with the priests. And in this way, everyone departed to their own abodes. And Devatas also departed to their own abodes. And in this way, that yajna got completed. Later on, Sati was reborn as Parvati in the womb of Menaka, the wife of Himalaya. So, and again, as Parvati, she chose Shiva as her beloved husband. So, in this way, the Sati again reunited with Lord Shiva in the form of Parvati. That is her next birth. So in this way, this pastime is mentioned, and whoever continuously hears or narrates this pastime with devotion, they will destroy all their sin. This is the Palashruti for hearing this pastime is mentioned. So thank you for everyone for joining this section, reading this Bhagavatam. We will continue our discussion next time. Janmashtami is approaching in the next month. September 7th is Janmashtami, we are celebrating. So everyone can prepare their consciousness for this Janmashtami. So that I thank you again.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So we'll end here. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.